So I was on Tinder, I was talking to people, and there was this one guy, he looked familiar. I decided to talk to him again. Well, we never really talked because we talked one time, things didn't go well. So I gave him another chance because I was clicking and clicking on everybody like I do. We matched, then we were talking, and he's like, here's my number, contact me. So I decided things weren't going that bad. It was going better than it was before last time we talked, like years ago. So I decided to text him, and we were talking a little, and then he got busy, then we didn't talk, and then we talked again later that night, and then I decided to call him, because I wanted to hear what his voice sounded like, and it was an interesting conversation. He likes me, he likes the way I look, and he made that very clear, and he even made it very clear when he sent an inappropriate picture. And then we were talking about stuff, and then it was like I would say stuff, and then he would get upset with some stuff I would say, and it's like, okay. And he thought I was bragging because I said my family owned something, and it was like, that's like the neighborhood, that's not a brag. A lot of people die there weekly. And I'm trying to figure out, maybe he doesn't know the area because it's a horrible area where it's like really ghetto. And a lot of people die there. And like, I think right now I saw on the news, they're having a manhunt. And I'm just like, there are barely any businesses there. It's like a horrible, horrible area. And he's like, are you trying to brag? And I'm trying to figure out, like, does he not know the area, not know the news? Because it's like a local area. Like, no matter where you live in this part, if you go to events and stuff, you know this area. It's a horrible area. People get robbed there. They talk about the robberies on the news. They talk about the murders. And I'm trying to figure out, how is this bragging? And I guess I don't hang out with enough hood people or something, because something that I would see as shameful, embarrassing. And it was just like, I'm like, yeah, I know that you were like, you had hard times. I'm like, yeah, I've had hard times. My family lived in this area. It was a big place for crack back in the day. It's a big place for murder and robbery today, and sideshows and all kinds of stuff. And I'm trying to figure out, because he says he knows the area, and I'm like, why would you think that's bragging? If every few days, or every day maybe, every few days somebody's getting shot, robbed, beat, killed in this area, and I'm just trying to figure out, why is this bragging to you? Why do you think I'm trying to brag? Because I said my family owned something that was horrible. And I was like, okay, this is weird. He's getting upset with me. And I'm like trying to understand. And then he was like, oh, his father had something. And I'm like, oh, that's good. It's going to help prevent like hard poverty. Because if you have this skill, you can eat pretty much whatever you want to eat. And it's a good skill to have. And then he took it as something else. And it's like, and then I try and explain it to him, and it's like, you're trying to throw these comments out here. You're saying this. And he's like saying I have all these like ill intentions, and it's like, no. It was like I was trying to give you a compliment, and you took it as me insulting you, and it's like, okay, I thought it was a great skill and a great degree to have that could help avoid poverty, like severe poverty. Because you could do a lot and avoid buying food. And somehow that comes off as bad. And I'm like trying to understand the conversation. And he thinks I'm bragging because people are being murdered and robbed and killed, like, and having manhunts and all kind of shit around like a property my family owns. And I'm like, hell no, I wouldn't go there. And he thinks that's bragging. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on with this guy? But he's still talking to me. And it's like, I'm hoping he hangs up or he says he has to go. He doesn't, so this goes on longer because I'm not trying to upset this person because who knows, I might see them somewhere someday. And they seem to have anger issues. But then he said something I was interested in. He invited me, and I said I'd love to go. Then once he realized what he invited me to, he was like, no, he didn't want to go. And I'm like, oh, because sometimes I like to go to goth events and stuff with my friends, and like everybody wears like black eyeliner, all black and everything, even the guys. And he's like, no, you're challenging my manhood and all this. And I'm like, what the hell did I do challenging your manhood? I was just saying, would you want to hang out with me and my friends, and you can wear black eyeliner and stuff, all like us. And it was like, okay, it's like I'm and it was like, how is bragging about, how is talking about poverty and crime, bragging, it's something you should be proud of, but he felt that way. And then when I said something good, he took it as an insult. Then he invites me somewhere, then he's like, no. And then I'm like, if I will go here, do you want to go? And you could do eyeliner and everything, and you could do your hair cool and stuff. And he's like, no, I'm not changing anything about me. I'm not doing this. And it's like, we were just going to go out and have fun at a club. And then that turned out bad. And it's like, okay, this thing is like going bad. It's like really bad. I've never had this much aggression and stuff. And then I was saying something to him about, I went out with this guy from the same place that he's from. And then he went crazy on me in like a movie theater and choked me. And then he was like, oh, I can see why he choked you and did this because you're messing around like this. And I'm just like, what the hell? It's like, who says that? When it's like, what man says, oh, that man should have choked you because you were messing around? It's like, I think there's like totally different vibes from the suburbs to the inner city, because it's like, I'm talking to my friends in the suburbs and we're talking and we're just like, whatever, I would say the same stuff to them and guys to them. And it's like, I say the same type of stuff to guys I meet all the time and go out with, and no one ever reacts in anger. They're like, sure, that sounds fun, let's do it. He acts, or they're like, no, I don't want to do that or whatever. But he like freaked out in anger and stuff. And then he's like, he still wants to hang out with me. And then all this other stuff's going on. And it's like anger. And it's like, okay, I'm kind of scared, but I'm not trying to set him off. And then I thought it was done when he was like, he had to go. And then I was like, because he even told me he didn't like the sound of my voice. Well, he said he liked the sound of my voice, but he didn't like the way that I talked. He said I talk too much like a white girl, which upset him. And he was telling me I need to loosen up and all this. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, what the hell is going on? He's upset with the way that I talk. I don't know if it's just me. When I was a kid, my mom made sure that I could speak correct English and everything. It was good, and that I was bilingual too. But this is just like, okay, this is really weird. And he's calling me out on like race stuff and different things. And it's like, I grew up in the suburbs. This is not normal to me. People don't do this and act this way and just turn to violence, because it's like, people are like happy-go-lucky, think the best, everything, positive energy. And I'm just thinking, okay, this is about to end, because it's like, this guy obviously doesn't like me. And he's like, oh, I like you, I think you're cool and everything. And it's like, okay, you did not show that. You showed a strong dislike of me. And I'm like, yeah, you don't like me, you just want to fuck me. And he agreed. He says he does like me. He does want to fuck me. And he talked to me about marriage and family and stuff, like if I was interested. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm old. I'm probably not. I'm not interested. Yeah, and it's like, why the hell would I have kids with somebody or date someone or be in a relationship with someone who told me I probably deserved to be choked when some random guy I went out on a date with that I didn't know just turned on me in a movie theater because I didn't want to mess around with him because I wasn't into him. And I don't know, my expectations from living in the suburbs and what a guy does on a date and versus what a city guy does. And then not all city guys, because a lot of city guys I date, they're from the suburbs somewhere. And they open doors, they pay for dinner, we have nice conversation, we do nice things. And this guy, I do not see that happening with him. I prefer not to talk to him again, but he might message me, but he hasn't messaged me in a few hours because he messaged me good morning. But luckily, I don't use my real number and I use a Google number. So that's at least good. Yeah, but it was like, okay, this is crazy. This is good. Because if someone tells me I deserve to be choked or whatever, and it's like, I don't agree with women hitting men, but men know their strength and everything. And it's like, if a woman hits you, is it really hurting you that bad where it's hurting you like a man? It's like, if she's going to hurt you and injure you or something, it's like, yeah, stop her. Don't hit her. Just like, stop her. Yeah. But he was like, he'd hit a woman and all this other stuff. And it's like, yeah, in the suburbs. I remember a kid when I was a kid, because I thought it was so cool. Because he was like, because I was from the city at the time. And if a girl hit a boy, that boy would hit you right back. But I moved to the suburbs and there was a boy. It was like, girls could hit him, and then he was like, I can't hit you back. I'm not allowed to hit girls. And this was a boy in like elementary school, and I thought it was like so cute and sweet. But it was like, I was messed up. It was messed up that I like to hit him, because it was like, I just like to hear him say it, because it was just like so sweet. And that's like something I want to hear a guy say, a guy talking about how he's going to hit a girl. Yeah, and the fact that nothing really happened between us. And he just kept jumping in anger, like I was doing something, like trying to provoke him. And he was like, you're trying to provoke me? And it's like, I didn't think I said anything. I talked to you like I talk to anybody else. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't think this is going to work out between us, because if I'm annoying you and we were in a relationship and I was hanging out with my friends, or if I saw like one of my exes or one of my friends, especially like a male friend, and my male friends, they'll see me and they'll walk up to me and like hug me. Sometimes they'll hug me. Sometimes they'll pick me up. Sometimes they'll give me a kiss on the cheek or on the forehead or something. And it's like, it's like, this man would go off. And then it's like, this man would be like, I'm cheating on him. And it's like, I would just be in fear of my fucking life if I dated this man. And then like the other thing that I've noticed, he's a short guy too. It was like, I try to give short guys a chance, but then they always scare me. Because he's under 6 foot. And yeah, it's just kind of scary. From the conversation we had, and he thought it was great. And then he sent me like an inappropriate picture. I'm like, why'd you send me this? And then, because it was like a conversation, because I thought he was asking me one thing, and then turns out he meant something else. Then he asked me, did I want to see a video of a girl doing some stuff to him? And I was like, no, thank you. Why would you offer me this or try and show me this? And I'm just thinking like, yeah, this is a hell no. I would not want someone to do that to me, let alone to someone else. Because I felt like he violated whoever this person's privacy was, who I don't know. And it was just really uncomfortable. And I just hope this man does not text me again. But he likes me, and I'm kind of in fear of him. Yeah, because I definitely know I would not want to have this man's baby, be in a relationship with him, or even be friends with him based on the stuff that he said. Because basically, if he came into contact with me and one of my male friends and they didn't know what was going on, or somebody I haven't seen in a while, Because I know, like, when I go to San Francisco, sometimes I walk by Macy's and I see my ex, and then he'll pick me up, give me a hug, and a kiss on the forehead. And I'll be like, hi, how are you? It's good to see you, and everything. And then he just goes. And it's like, he does that, and he's done that in front of, like, other people and stuff, and no one says anything. No issue. He's my friend, and I like him. But I don't always see him as much as I'd like to. And we've been friends for, like, ever. But he's my ex. And then even my friends, we play around. Sometimes friends will come over and we'll hang out and have, like, movie marathons, and they'll wear a onesie. And we'll either sit on my couch, sit on my bed or whatever, or I'll go to their house, wear a onesie, and when I mean, like, onesie, I mean, like, I have onesies where you dress up like Hello Kitty, and it's covered from, like, head to toe, and you're just like fun stuff, and, like, Disney movie marathon stuff. Like, we're adults, but we still like to have our movie marathons and stuff, horror movies, Disney movies, all kind of theme stuff. And I feel like if I was hanging out with my friends doing that, because, like, guys are there too, he would take it as cheating or something. And it's like, okay, I don't want to see this man freak out when he feels that he's been cheated on and there's, like, nothing going on. And then my friends, they're not people that are going to fight someone. It's not that they can't fight, because they can fight, because some of my friends do, like, judo and different stuff. But I don't want anyone to be in that position. And it's like, my friendships and relationships and everything, because I never know who I'm going to see, and I know a lot of people, and people hug me and stuff. And, like, with my career, I've been at my career so long, and some people I've worked with, they'll come up and hug me, and they're, like, glad to see me, and things will be taken the wrong way. And if he ever saw this, and then I'm from the suburbs, so I see people, like, especially during the holidays and stuff, people that, because I live where I spent a lot of my youth, so people I've known for, like, a long time, they come around the holidays, or they're around the area, and I might see them, and then we hug and talk. And if he was ever around and he saw this and I was hugging, like, a guy or something, he might freak out. And then the fact that he was like, oh, you're challenging my sexuality and manhood. And I'm like, what the hell? It was awkward, and I would rather avoid that situation at all costs. But I already moved on, because there's another guy who I was interested in the first place, but he doesn't respond as much because he's busy. And he responded, and we were talking, and we might go out in a few weeks, because I work near where he lives, kind of, maybe. I'm not sure. So one day after work, I might go out with him. Yeah. But I'm hoping that thing with that guy is over, because now I know, because it was like before, I don't remember exactly, but I think he was this guy I talked to, and I was like, oh, I hate when guys have their pilot's license and then they want to take you out flying because they want to brag, kind of, and show you that they can fly and do stuff. Because I was like, I know more people with pilot's license than driver's licenses, or they might have a driver's license but just not a car. But a lot of people seem to be getting pilot's license, I was saying to him one point. I remember slightly. And then he was like, yeah, I'm not paying for something like that on a date. And then he was like, suck his dick or something. And it was like something like that. And then he also made a comment about sucking his dick. And it's like, yeah, I'm not into that. And it's like, these dating stories and all this stuff, it's just crazy. Because there's been so much going on, and I'm always open to trying new things and positivity. And it's like, I'm old enough where when someone's giving me a red flag, to just accept the red flag that they're giving me and to stay away, because I haven't in the past, and it did not go well. And then sometimes they don't give you a red flag. And then he like messaged me, and he was like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going home. And he's like, oh, I'm coming to your place. And it's like, okay, that's a bit scary. But luckily, I live far away from him and his neighborhood. I'm not sure where he lives exactly, but at this point, I'm not in his neighborhood at all. But it's crazy. But if you like, watch and subscribe. Bye.